trip time. We're going to Prague in the Hyundai Ioniq. Beautiful car. And it's a bit tricky because it's around 240 kilometers, and this car in the winter with the winter tires and heat on has around 180 kilometers of range. So we have to charge in the middle to get there, and the problem is there's only one CCS charger in the middle, and if this doesn't work, the trip is not short because we have to charge there on a Type 2 charger, which takes a long time, but then go back, so it's a short by distance, but just going home. So hopefully the CCS charger in Piesek works. It's free, but it's the only CCS charger to Prague. In Prague there are a few of them, so it's okay, but we'll see if it works. So my wife, our dog Wesley and me are going, and it will be a long day because we're going there and back. We'll drive around 8 hours and with charging, so let's do it. Here in Prague, which is the last CCS charger before the border to the Czech Republic. The charging here should take about 20 minutes, now it's only 15 minutes, and then we go to Piesek, and this is 100 kilometers. Here we can charge with CCS in Cheremo, and on the other side here with the Zoe we have a Type 2 or two Type 2 chargers. And I have a card where I can charge here, and it's 5 cents per minute, and at that speed it will charge with 40 kilowatt. It's a pretty okay price. It's cheaper than charging at home, but the problem was I plugged it in, error message. I plugged it in, error message. It took like 4 or 5 times, and of course you're scared. Now we're only 40 kilometers away from home, so it's no problem. But when we are in Prague, if this happens and it doesn't work, that's a big problem, and that's scary. Okay, here we are in Piesek, and I was totally nervous that this charger won't be here or won't work, or I don't know, somebody else was charging, because it's the only CCS charger from here to Prague. But it's here, it's for free, it works. We arrived here with 57% of charge, which was a range of 97 kilometers. So charge here for 20 minutes, and then we go off to Prague, which is a bit over 100 kilometers. To Prague. We came here with around 80 kilometers of range still, which was around 45% of the battery, and we did our things, food, looked at the city, and now we're going home. And here at Lidl, which is a grocery store, it is in Germany and here in Czech Republic. And now we're charging here for free again with a CCS with 40 kilowatt, and it will take around, it said 28 minutes, now it's still 10 minutes. Then we go back to Piesek where we were before, choose up again, and then we go all the way home with the speed that I'm driving, with the heat that we need. I think the range is enough to get home from Piesek, which is around 130 kilometers, and then we charge at home. back at the same charger as before, charging again 25 minutes, and then we're going all the way home. Should be okay. 2 hours more, then we charge the rest at home. Nice trip. So we're back. It's almost 8 in the evening. The trip was very nice. It took a long time. I did a few mistakes. So I wanted to charge it home to 100%, but I made the mistake of not unwinding the cable. So I guess it overheated during the night and just shut off. And so it only was charged to 84% in the morning, so we had to charge in Prague for the first time for 20 minutes. There it was, when we got there 40 kilometers away, it was 64% and it needed 20-25 minutes. But it worked. It had a few error messages, but I think it was because I left the car running and it didn't like that. So we charged there, then we went to Prague, which was around 100 kilometers. We charged there for 20 minutes, went to Prague, to our destination, 110 kilometers, did everything we wanted to do. Then we charged up at Lidl, which is a grocery store, and there we charged for 26 minutes, I can remember. It was for free again, worked perfectly. It was 10 kilometers away from Prague, so a bit outside of Prague. Then we went to Prague again, which again was another 110 kilometers. Charged there with, again, always was a lot of range left. It was never in the red. It was always around 70 to 100 kilometers left that we could have gone, but we could never reach the destination, so in one way. And we charged in Prague for another 25 minutes, and then we went home the whole way. It was 120 kilometers. I was driving a bit slow in the beginning to see if the range was enough, and when I saw we had over 50 kilometers range left when we get home, I sped up a bit and was accelerating harder and driving faster because we wanted to get home. It was a long day. And then I charged overnight on the normal outlet, 11.5 hours from, we arrived with 17%. It was, I think, 29 kilometers of range left. Our average consumption was 15.5 kilowatt per 100 kilometers. In the winter, with winter tires, we had 0 degrees in the morning, 5-6 degrees in the afternoon, and when we got back again, 0 degrees. That's amazing with the winter tires. We had the heat on at 23 to 24 degrees, and we noticed you cannot blow the heat fully or strongly, because when it gets to the temperature that you want, it of course decreases the heating, and then cold air comes in, and that's uncomfortable. So when you have the temperature, we turned it down almost to nothing, so almost no air is coming in, or even the circulation, so it's not getting cold. When in the afternoon, when there was a bit of sun, then it was fine. What else? Yeah, so normal driving time from here with a normal ICE car is around 3.5 hours, almost 4. And here we took let's say 3.5 hours, and it took us to get there 4 hours and 10 minutes, so 40 minutes more. And when I considered that the first charging 20 minutes was for nothing, the whole way there would have been 25 minutes longer, so that's really okay. The road to Prague is just perfect for electric cars. In Czech Republic, you can only drive 90 on the country road, and it's 90% country road. So I was have the cruise control on 95 and just driving, and every time we were on the highway, which is, I think, for the whole trip 40 kilometers. When we were on the highway, on the way there I drove 95, but every time when it got downhill I put it in neutral, so we would roll 150, 120. On the way back I wanted to get home faster, so I drove 105, again rolling, and it just saves a lot of energy if you just roll and get faster. Why would you slow down with regen and then speed up again? Nobody there? No. So this was good in the city, of course. Normal driving, 50 to 70. I wasn't accelerating hard. I was going really slow, accelerating soft, and try to use regen when needed. Try to let it roll when possible, because I didn't know the car and I didn't know the consumption. And in the beginning, when I drove at home, consumption was pretty high, but when we were driving, I noticed the consumption got down, and we could have gotten way faster. The second problem we had was, normally when you drive a long distance, when the car parks, you charge. It's just sitting there. Why not take the time and charge it? And the problem was in Prague, I'm cheap, so I wanted to charge somewhere where it's for free or doesn't cost a lot, and the only free charges are outside the city, but we wanted to be in the city, so we didn't charge when the car was parking for 3 hours. We charged on the way home, so we drove 10 kilometers to a grocery store, Lidl, and charged there. 26 minutes, like I said, and normally it should have been full, and so again, normally you charge on the way, and I charged at home, so it would have been again only 25 minutes, around 25 minutes more than with a normal car. And sorry, the driving, again, it's 90 kilometers on the country road, which is most of the time there to get there. So the highway, when I use my ice car on the highway, you can drive 130, and if I do this, I'm maybe 5 minutes faster than with this car. Again, I could have gone faster. If now that I know the car, even winter with heating on, winter tires, and it's cold, I could have driven faster on the highway. I could have driven 150, 120, and the range would have been enough. But I just didn't know the chargers, didn't know the car, and I didn't want to get stuck somewhere. But it all worked out fine. Every charger worked. It gave the full power. Again, it was a great trip. It just took a long time. We started at 7 a.m. and we got home at right before 8 p.m. So it's a long day, but it was great. Thanks.